I'm in charge of all the regulation of the water coming out of the dam. So I have to keep the lake full. So when the flood happened in September, my real job is to keep as much water in the lake as possible. So we have to balance then what is coming over the top of the dam, of the spillway, versus what's going out the bottom of the dam. Because what happens at Button Rock is the water comes over the main spillway and then re-enters the creek down below. There's a culvert there, and if that roadway at that culvert blows out, then we don't have vehicle access to the control house. So what we were thinking of the flood is it might flood, but we don't want it to take that culvert out. So that was the impetus for me to go down and make that change on the river. So I got on the ATV and it is coming down. I mean, it is raining so hard. And I took the small vehicle because I felt it had the best chance of getting through. Somehow I made it down these roads. When you look at the roads later, I'm not really sure how I made it, because the roads were so rutted and the water was so thick, I really couldn't see what I was driving on. But I made it down to that culvert that we're trying to save, and literally the water is this far from the top of cresting the road. So I can prevent that, I think, in my brain, if I get to the control house, make an adjustment, and come back as fast as possible, because there's a time lag between when you make a change on the river and then when the water goes over the spillway. So I'm right on the ATV. I go down to the control house, and it's hard to describe the control house if you haven't been there. But behind the control house, adjacent to the dam, the corner of the dam, sort of the elbow of the dam, there is a sheer cliff face where this tunnel goes into. It was weeping. There was just water coming out of places that I had never seen the water coming out of, and I didn't know it was possible that the water could come out of there, and that scared me. That really scared me. So I got in the control house. We still had power. I made it a blind change. I just raised it as high as I thought we could handle, and I got back out, went past that culvert, and it was still, the road was still there. By the time I had gotten back up the hill, everything had busted loose. So I lost power. All the telephone lines were down. There was no more real communication at that point.